You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
And I did what I had to do to win, but somebody wouldn't let us win.
We got one!
I'm justifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in, but the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets?
No, Neo. I'm trying to tell you that when you're ready, you won't have to.
All right, it's License to View. It's a Friday night, and I want to start out, before we even go forward, Zach, with this Mortal Kombat trailer.
Shit, dude. It's a good trailer.
I didn't know what I was expecting from the Mortal Kombat trailer or the Mortal Kombat movie.
Honestly, wasn't expecting this because we'd seen those stills, I think, like a month ago or so now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this kind of looks like some B-movie jank. And
which I'm fine with as well.
Which I'm fine with as well, but then the trailer came out and I was like, oh shit, this actually looks
I don't know. I think we've talked about it before, but I want to bring it up right now since we're talking about the new one.
Mm-hmm.
Are we in agreement that the first two movies we like those movies, correct?
Yeah.
Because I love, especially the second one.
I can't remember the second one, but I like the first one a lot.
I've seen the first one infinitely more than the second one, but I like both of them a lot. And the second one, to me, is awesome. I know it's not as good as the first one. I think is the general consensus.
I know that's the general consensus, yeah.
Even though the first one still isn't that good as a movie, but I like both of them a lot.
Yeah.
I remember having a huge crush on Sonya as a kid.
Yeah.
That's the same same actress in fucking Billy Madison, right?
Shit, I don't know.
I think that is the girl who plays his teacher.
I don't even think I've seen Billy Madison enough to know.
Okay. There's this. He's a teacher. You know the concept of Billy Madison?
Yeah, it's like Adam Sandler is like a 5-year-old, basically.
No. Yes and no. No, but he's Adam Sandler, and his family's like really rich. I haven't seen it in so long, but I think the concept is like he can't become the president of his dad's company or get the money or whatever because he's like an idiot.
Yeah.
So he has to go and pass each grade in a week.
Oh.
So he has to go through each grade. I'm pretty sure like his like third or fourth grade teacher is Sonya Blade.
Huh.
Whatever her name is.
That's the movie with the game show guy, and then he says that you've made everybody stupider by what you've just said, or something like that.
I don't even know.
I think it was a game show or something.
This is the one where on TV. Maybe it's the game show. Maybe it's a game show where Steve Buscemi's at home and he's like gonna kill everybody that bullied him in high school, but Billy Madison apologizes for being a bully in high school, and he's like polishing his gun. And he's like, you know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna do it. But no, this trailer to me, I wasn't expecting this, and I was so surprised by the trailer that I had to text our friend Shaquille, because he's a big Mortal Kombat fan, like bigger than me, and I think probably bigger than you.
Probably, yeah.
And I was like, dude, if you haven't seen it yet, you have to watch this trailer because you're gonna love this trailer. And he was super impressed with it because it looks awesome. And Sub-Zero's doing combos in the trailer.
He's doing combos. He's using his ice shit in like the way that they do in like the video games. He's making like he made the kunai out of the ice. I was like, that's pretty fucking dope.
The ice wall.
Yeah, he did the ice wall. He did like the ice blood kunai thing. He had Scorpion doing his rope chain shit to get over here. Goro was the most surprising shit because like he is one of those characters that like could easily just look like stupid and janky if you don't do it right. But like, I mean, maybe it'll look different in the movie, but I mean, like the part that they showed him in the trailer, I was like, damn, he looks pretty good.
He looks fine. My biggest, and this is so cosmetic, but my biggest issue with the movie so far, and I haven't even seen too much of him, is like Johnny Cage.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually really even seen him because they mention really the people that they mentioned for the tournament is
Sonya Jax, Liu Kang.
Sonya Jax, Liu Kang,
the new character,
Lao, and Kano. And the new guy.
And I'm pretty sure Johnny Cage is in it.
He's supposed to be taking the place of Johnny Cage, but he's not like he doesn't have like a Johnny Cage attitude. But he's basically that character because in the first game, Johnny Cage basically knows nothing, and like gets into the tournament.
I'm pretty sure he's in the movie though.
Is he?
Yeah, I swear I saw him in the movie in the cast listing, but I don't think they're gonna cast him as like the super flamboyant kind of fashion.
Which is a shame because that's what makes that character fucking great.
Yeah, that's what makes him so cool looking. Hold on, let's look.
I don't know.
Okay, so I don't. Never mind. I guess I was wrong. I don't see him on the cast list.
Yeah, because basically the new character that they showed up in the movie, that's basically Johnny Cage's character in like the first Mortal Kombat game, and especially in Mortal Kombat 9, the soft.
But even then, no, though.
Huh?
Even then, like Johnny Cage is like the character that we're seeing has humbleness to him.
No, I mean not Johnny Cage in like attitude. I mean like
no, I know what you mean,
story-wise.
but like even then, like
Yeah.
the idea that like why would you not have him in the movie? He's
Yeah,
such
I
a
don't
main
know. That's
character.
weird. That like you don't have. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to have to deal with all like because I mean, Johnny Cage as a character basically like is Deadpool, constantly breaking like the fourth wall and like doing stupid meta shit all
Well,
the
you
time.
could just have him do like in the movie where he's not doing that, but he's just a super cocky action star.
Maybe. Yeah.
So here's the list from Wikipedia. Here's the list. His name Cole Young is the character, the new character.
Mm.
Sonya Jax, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Raiden, Kano, Shang Tsung, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Melina, Cabal, Natara.
But yeah, they made Melina Black Girl too, which is weird.
Oh, is she really? Oh yeah.
Well, they didn't show. I guess maybe it's not. I mean, it's not weird because I mean, I guess you can be whoever you want, but you would have to make Katana Black too then because they're supposed to be twin sisters, and I don't think we've seen Katana yet.
And they showed what's his name? In the trailer, he's the bad guy. What's his name?
Shang Tsung?
No. The
They had a statue of Shao Kahn. But
Shao
they didn't
Kahn
actually show
statue.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they didn't actually show him, but I think that they hinted that like Reptile's going to be in the movie too, because there's one point where it's like, when I was like watching the trailer again, I saw that there's one point where it's like, there's like an overhead shot of like Sonya Blade, and then you see like a character's like foot or something like materialize, like it stops being invisible, and like that's Reptile's whole thing is that he goes invisible. So
you think that in the middle of the movie, Scorpion goes to hell or something, or do you think that at the end of the movie, and then we're gonna see him return?
well, he's definitely alive at some point because they have that whole extended scene with him where he's like killing all those dudes in the forest. So I assume, unless that's maybe a flashback of like his family getting killed by Sub-Zero, maybe
could be.
I feel like that would probably make more sense.
Because they specify in
That's
the Wikipedia list that this Sub-Zero is the bad one.
Which is also, I mean, this plot, I seem like, except for the like absence of Johnny Cage, it seems very similar to the plot of like Mortal Kombat 9, which was basically the first Mortal Kombat game, but like newer. But that, I mean, that's a similar thing where it's like Sub-Zero's the bad guy. Sub-Zero's the one that killed Scorpion's family. Scorpion's being manipulated into being a bad guy and killing Sub-Zero by Quan Chi. But Quan Chi, I didn't see anything that looked.
I didn't see anything
remotely like Quan Chi, but you could just have Shang Tsung do that because they're basically the same type of character.
I'll tell you what though, man, Joe Solemn is getting so much fucking work.
Oh yeah, who is he playing? Sub-Zero?
He's Sub-Zero.
Yeah, he's doing good stuff, man.
The bummer was that like Warrior, the show I really liked on Cinemax, I'm pretty sure it got canceled.
I saw it on HBO Max now.
It's on HBO Max now, and the show was canceled not because of ratings, but because Cinemax is going to stop doing original content. I don't know why.
That's weird.
So I signed a petition today, which matters zero, but it was like 50,000 signs to get another season of Warrior.
Yeah.
And it had like 49,800 something signatures. I was like, you know what, fuck it, whatever.
Add another one.
If any show I was gonna do this, it would be this show.
Yeah.
But he's doing so much work.
Mm-hmm.
He was on Scott Adkins' podcast like last week, 2 weeks ago.
Oh really?
Yeah,
nice.
this last week they had Iko Uwais on it.
Oh, he's just going all through them then.
So yeah, he's had a ton of people, but Joe Solemn is doing so much more work than Iko. I thought it would be the other way around.
Yeah, I feel like Iko hasn't done work in a while, but I mean, Joe Salem did one of my favorite action movies of shit. What was that? I think it was 2019 when that came out.
Mm-hmm.
The Night Comes for Us.
Yeah.
That movie was.
Well, he did that. He was in the movie called The Swordsman this last year. It's a Korean action movie. He's done Fast and Furious movies. He's done.
Was he in Fast and Furious?
Yeah, he was in Fast 6.
Was he?
Yeah, he played one of Shaw's guys.
I know that. Oh shit! What's his name? Oh my god. Ung Bak. Who does Ung Bak?
Tony Jaa.
Tony Jaa was in the Fast and Furious.
Yeah, they both were. If you remember Fast 6, when they're running through the train station in England, Han and what's Paul Walker's friend's character's name from Miami?
Which one?
From Fast 2. Tyrese's character.
Tyrese, yeah.
Roman. They fight Joe Solomon in the train station, and Joe Solomon kicks their ass.
Huh.
This is the one where Letty comes back from her memory.
Right.
It's like a soap opera. Soap opera for dudes.
I gotta watch that movie again then. I mean, it's been a while since I watched the Fast and Furious movies, so.
Yeah, we were watching them. I think I mentioned that, and we haven't finished it yet.
Yeah.
It's been on hiatus.
How long did you? Which one did you get to?
We finished Fast 6, and then we stopped there.
Yeah.
So we have 3
I feel
more
like
left.
Fast 6 is like when they kind of started going down, because that was the last one, or was it Fast 7 was the last one with Paul Walker?
Fast 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this Mortal Kombat trailer, I was really impressed with it. It looks like they're actually doing good martial arts.
Yeah.
In the sense of filming it, like good action scenes. It looks bloody.
At least from the trailer, it didn't look like there was like a lot of quick cuts. Like it looks like they're like giving the camera room and like the actors like, and maybe more so the stunt guys than the actors. I don't know. You'll have to see, but giving them room to like work and do their thing. So.
But it looks bloody as shit, which is good.
I mean, I'd be more upset if you're doing a Mortal Kombat movie and it's not rated R, because then like, what the fuck are you even doing?
Yeah.
Like that's the whole point of this series.
I would love if I don't know who. I know there's a couple different like Raiden's an Asian guy.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool, I guess.
Yeah, they have a lot of Asian representation in this Mortal Kombat movie.
I'm pretty sure most of the people in the movie are Asian. Most of the besides the American characters.
I mean, you've got Liu Kang and Kung Lao, and you've got Raiden, and then you've got the ninjas, and then you've got Shang Tsung. There's quite a few.
Yeah, which is how it should be. No, I kind of like White Raiden.
I can't even remember White Raiden, to be honest.
Only because I just finished watching Highlander, and he is Highlander.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, dude, God, I love him. His speech is so bad.
Yeah.
Because he's French, so his accent is so terrible.
That'll do it.
Yeah. But I'm really happy with the trailer. I texted you after I saw it that this just means that Snake Eyes has to up its ante.
Yeah.
Because Snake Eyes has.
It's got the guy from Crazy Rich Asians.
I'm pretty sure Joe Solomon's in Snake Eyes.
Is he?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's either him or it's Iko Uwais. One of the two are in it. I'm pretty sure it's one of the two.
Fuck it.
Hollywood
at this point, it's just like, just throw them both in there.
Yeah. And if that trailer looks like trash, I'm gonna be so depressed.
Yeah.
Because that's infinitely easier to make a good trailer than Mortal Kombat is.
Yeah.
You know, and they knocked it out of the park with this trailer.
Yeah, they did. I was really, really impressed with that.
I'm surprised they didn't add the fucking 90s music.
Yeah, I was expecting a drop of that too. Yeah, they didn't do that.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the end credits.
They did a bunch of other drops. Well, I mean, not a bunch of others, I guess. I mean, the big one was
Get Over Here.
The Get Over Here, but
I saw people in the comments that on one of the videos I saw posted, they didn't like it.
I wonder why.
That everything was good except for the Get Over Here.
I was kind of honestly, I was just expecting it because I was like, look, you can't do Scorpion and not do a Get Over Here.
I feel like it should have been in Japanese.
Maybe.
Because he's a Japanese guy.
Yeah.
So like, why wouldn't it be in Japanese? Not a very clear, or maybe.
Because it's an American movie.
Maybe I need to watch it again and see if it's accented. Because if it's accented English, I'll be okay with it.
No, it doesn't even. Well, I mean, I guess the Scorpion guy doesn't really talk, but like, it doesn't even sound like a human voice. It sounds like really like heavily modulated, at least from what I remember.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, yeah. I mean, overall, really excited. Way more excited for it than like I was before.
Oh,
So,
yeah, completely. I'm glad that it's only like 2 months away.
yeah. It's like the end of March, right?
I think
Or
so.
is it April?
I thought it was April or March. I don't know. Hold on, let me look. April 16.
Oh yeah, because Godzilla's March.
Godzilla's March.
Yeah.
Invincible is March,
Yeah.
and then this is April 16.
I watched it. That trailer looked good too.
I enjoyed it. The Invincible.
Yeah,
trailer.
I mean, it took a while to like get to like what I remember from Invincible.
It's because they're trying not to tell you. They're trying not to spoil
Yeah, but
it.
then they give it away like a minute 30 into the trailer. They're like, oh yeah, this shit's gonna get like bloody and like Invincible's like gonna get eviscerated by a mace. So
I because
but I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I never finished. We talked about this before. I never finished it.
I haven't finished. I mean, I finished the omnibus the first volume that you lent me, which I think goes up to like I don't even remember. It was like
Maybe like 50 or something. Maybe
like 50 or 60, the first like 50 or 60 issues or something like that. And I really liked it. And then I could never find like the second omnibus.
Yeah, I never got past that first compendium, and so I was like, okay, you know what? This is my goal. I'm going to binge read that shit before this show comes out.
Yeah.
But March can't be Invincible month because it's
Godzilla month.
It's Gojira month
Gojira.
again.
Yes, again. It's already back.
Already back. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I like the animation looks good. The casting is good.
Yeah, the casting's fine. I don't know. I think the thing that I wasn't like super feeling like whoever plays his dad, I think
J.K. Simmons, dude.
Simmons, right? Yeah. It's weird because it doesn't really sound like J.K. Simmons.
It does.
But,
it does.
But and I know Steven Yeun's the kid, but like I don't know, his voice acting was like, I don't know, not the best for me. I wasn't feeling him too much, but I mean J.K. Simmons was like, I was like, God damn, dude, whoever's playing Omega,
I really wish they would have kept the trailer super like just the first issue, 2 issues.
Yeah,
and then like that way, like.
I mean, they could have done because I feel like the boys had the similar thing where like you didn't really know like if you didn't watch or you didn't know the boys, like you wouldn't know like how really dark it was, because I feel like the first trailer for the boys was like not all that like graphic, and so it's like people should watch like the first episode like holy shit. I feel like that could have been like you could have done that with Invincible, but yeah, they kind of gave away the goose.
Maybe because they know that kids might want to watch it. So
Yeah,
they're trying to like.
Yeah, if you didn't have that, it looks like a generic like
superhero show.
Yeah, Toonami.
Yeah.
Yakuza type of cartoon.
So you're trying to show the parents like, hey, by the way, if the parents.
By the way, don't let your kid watch this.
Yeah, don't watch it unless you're ready. Like unless you're like my dad, who's like, fuck it, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So, beyond that, Zach, it's another week, man. What have you been up to?
Being disappointed that I can't get into the Guilty Gear beta. Oh my god, dude.
What do you mean?
Let me tell you about this, man. So first of all, the beta didn't drop itself until what night was it? Wednesday night at 10 p.m. So I can't get on and play because I gotta work. And I was like, fuck. So then I get on the next day. I get off work. I'm like 3 p.m. I'm like, okay, baby, it's ready to go. It's Guilty Gear time. I'm ready to get in here and try to not hit these combos.
Right.
Start up the game. Can't connect the server. Huh? The fuck you talking about? Try it again. Can't find your R code. What the hell's R code? I don't know, but it can't find it, and I can't play the damn beta.
Right.
So then I went on the Reddit, and I was like, look, trying to see, like, look, is this like a me problem? Like, I know that my internet's connected, but something's wrong. So I'm like, go on the Reddit. I'm like, is this a me problem, or is it everybody's having it? I go on, everybody's having the same problem. Some sort of shit, they like, because this was that time period right before, because what was it, Wednesday night into like late Thursday night was like the people who pre-ordered, and I was like, okay, I pre-ordered, like let me get in here for this shit, let me get in this beta. I couldn't get into it, and then I figured out that like apparently for like the last couple hours before they like opened it up to everybody, they'd closed down the servers to do some maintenance for some kind of stuff, and I was like, well shit, all right, well, you know, maybe I'll try again a little bit later. I tried again at like 9:30, and like I finally got in for like a little bit, but it was like I could only play for like 30 minutes, so I like went into training mode for a little bit.
Yeah.
And like that was it. And then I was like, all right, well I can't stay up forever playing this because like I still gotta go work. So, you know, I go through work today. I'm like, look, It's open beta now. It's open to everybody. There's no reason for them to shut anything down. I get off of work. I get out of the gym. It's like 4 o'clock. I'm like, come on, baby. Let's do some Guilty Gear. Turn it on. Same damn message. Cannot connect to server. Communicating with server. Can't find your R code. And I'm like, damn it, dude. Like, what is going on? What blood sacrifice do I have to make to get in this damn beta? And then go on the Reddit again. It's like, yep, everybody's having the same damn problem. Apparently their servers were not prepared for this level of capacity of all these people who wanted to play their game. And I was like, look, first of all, Arc System Works. Y'all had the same damn problem with your Dragon Ball beta like 2 years ago. I don't know why y'all didn't learn your goddamn lesson that when your game looks this good, and especially this year where there's like not been a lot of fighting game content out, and you're also like one of the first like Japanese games ever to put rollback into your game that people want to try out to see how good it is. Open up that server capacity because you know people want to play. So I'm going to try again after the podcast, but to make a long story short, I really haven't got to play the beta that much. So I'm kind of
blows, man. Sorry to hear that. I feel like
I did see they said something on Twitter that they're going to like find some way to like compensate for the fact that like the servers have been like out of commission. I'm like, you better be just extending that for like an extra day or some shit.
I feel like this shouldn't be an issue anymore.
It shouldn't be.
Like
I don't know why it's always this issue where they like, I don't know what it is with betas like this, especially for like popular games. But it's like, I feel like this happens constantly where like they have betas come out and like, especially if it's like an open beta, and then it's all of a sudden like, oh, nobody can like get anything to work because like all their shit is overtaxed because they weren't expecting that many people to get in.
Look, I don't know anything about websites, right? I don't know a single thing about how internet traffic works, how site maintenance. I don't know a single thing, and I say that at the beginning of this statement. I don't know how any of this works. To me, it's just like you just put it on there and it should work, right?
Yeah.
It's 2021. We've had the internet for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had the internet in a functioning like this, like for 20 years.
Yeah.
Right? We've had the internet for longer than that, 30-some years of like, at least for a common people have it at home, 30 years. Yeah. But at this level of interactivity, like 20 years, 15 years. So at this point, this kind of stuff to me, at least like on a gaming level, I can't, maybe it's a little different, but in terms of like website, like things crashing because of people going on something.
Yeah.
Like the big thing I have is like for me, when like a toy company will drop a pre-order for a toy or an action figure, and this like particular company called Mezco, their site just can't handle the traffic, and like people are stuck sitting for like forever on a add to cart or from their cart to checkout, and like you're sitting there, and if you don't know if you're gonna get it, so you're sitting there in this fucking spinning wheel, and eventually maybe you get it, maybe you don't. It was the same problem I had 12 years ago trying to buy sneakers online. Yeah. From like fucking Foot Locker. It's like, dude, you guys know. You know this is gonna happen. It happens every single release. Why are we still having this problem? It's 2021. You know that there's nothing else out there coming out for fucking FGC shit. You know that no matter what, even people don't like Guilty Gear. If you like Street Fighter and you're gonna take the moment to play Guilty Gear to see if you like Guilty Gear.
Yeah. Plus, it's like the whole thing is we basically been like a year without anything really significantly new in the fighting game community. I mean, something new, some new blood drops, everybody's gonna want to try it.
It's not hard to figure out. You know, and I say that with no idea how it works. But I say it's 2021. It shouldn't be a problem anymore.
It's 2021. We shouldn't be having this issue, especially with the same company that's had this issue previously. You think they would have figured out a way to fix it?
Yeah, we shouldn't have this issue, and we also shouldn't have alphas.
Yeah,
that shouldn't be a thing either. So
I mean, I don't mind the beta aspect of it, because I mean, there's some things that you really can't test without actually like putting it out there in the ether. Like, because I think
fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm talking about people who pay money to play alpha.
Oh yeah.
And then like it's an alpha for fucking
7
that's like
years. Steam's like whole gameplay. Yeah. It's like people just put out alphas and they're like, eventually we'll release a full game.
Yeah, that's to me it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So since you couldn't do that, what else have you been checking out?
So before the Guilty Gear beta came out, I went on a bit of a nostalgia trip.
Okay.
Thanks to a pair of VTubers.
Okay.
And so it was my girl Callie, the Rapping Reaper.
Right.
Obviously, she's like easily become like one of my favorites because she's just got such good energy, and I just like her personality a lot. And then it was Kiara, who's like probably her best friend in like the English thing, and they did a watch along stream, which I know I told you about a little bit ago when
Yeah.
Die Hard.
Right.
So for this one, we watched Shrek 1 and 2.
Ew.
I'm gonna be honest, I forgot how like kind of funny Shrek 1 and 2 are.
I don't agree, man.
That's fine. I'll hold this opinion, but I actually was laughing quite a bit.
I know the world has this obsession with those movies.
Well, I think the movies. I knew we were gonna have this because I think the problem with these movies, especially with like just Shrek in general, is that it's just like been memed to hell.
Yeah.
It's hard to like even look at it as an objective movie anymore because it's just been like too ingrained in like YouTube poop and like weird internet culture of like just like the weirdest, strangest.
I just
like,
think it's
degenerate
gross.
side.
I just think the movie's gross.
What do you mean gross?
I think the character's gross. I don't.
Well,
I
he's
don't-
supposed to be gross.
Yeah, I just don't like it.
Oh, well, fair enough.
It's like how I mean. Also, I think I don't really care for Mike Myers.
See, I don't really care for Mike Myers either. But then you got Eddie Murphy, and I'm like, God damn, Eddie Murphy is really fucking fun.
I like Eddie Murphy a lot, but I just we one night we tried to watch it. She just I didn't want to, but she was like, let's watch it. And we pressed play. And I was like, I'm dying. We got 10 minutes in. I'm like, I can't do this. This movie is not good. It was never a movie I cared for when I was a kid.
I think that might also be the nostalgia part for me because I remember, especially with like my younger brothers, because I mean, this was like especially when like we were younger, and like my brother would like he had like 5 movies in his rotary of like these are the movies that he wants to watch. So it was like this. It was like an extremely goofy movie that I've seen like way too many times. It's like all those weird like kind of like kid movies, and so like this was in that plethora of like movies that I was watching when I was like, shit. When did Shrek come out?
All right, so okay, give me top 5 kids movies you watched as a kid that were like in heavy rotation.
Oh shit. Just in general, or like
just in general.
heavy rotation.
Like just like things,
I mean, extremely
stuff
goofy
that
movie
you
was
would
up
put
there.
in your VHS player a lot.
Yeah, extremely goofy movie. Shrek.
And that's
Not
number
Shrek 2
2,
as
or
much,
is it
but,
number
like
1?
Shrek a lot.
Hold on. Is Extremely Goofy Movie 1 or 2?
Extremely goofy movie is 2. That's the one where they go to college.
That's the girl with the snaps.
Yes. Yeah, with the poetry
that's
slam. Yeah.
That's the one where like half the dudes were like, "Do I like animals?"
Yeah, that's the one. Well, it was like even with the first Goofy movie, because then you had the chick that Max liked, who had like lip bite shit. And I was like, damn, am I a furry?
Yeah, Maxine, right?
Yeah, but yeah, in the second movie, it's like Goofy's girlfriend, who's like the librarian or some shit like that. But then they like go to the disco, and I was like, God damn, am I attracted to this?
All right, that.
But it was It was Shrek. Santa Claus is up there. We watched that movie a lot during Christmas time, obviously. Trying to think of the other ones. Those were like the big ones as far as like kids movies. And then there was a lot of like, because my brothers were like more into sports than I was. So it's like they're not necessarily kid movies, but like movies that we watch as a family a lot. Was also like Glory Road was up there, and like Remember the Titans was like a big one that we like watched all the time. So it's like not necessarily kid movies, but like I remember watching them a lot, like as I was a kid with like my brothers and my dad. So
right, okay, I respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, if I take away the adult movies like RoboCop,
yeah,
like just
purely
TMNT. Yeah, TMNT. Yeah, if I take away the adult movies, like the action movies that were clearly not for my demographic of being 7. Yeah. 3 Ninjas, 1, 2, or 3, or 4. Rotate any of them out. 3 Ninjas, specifically the first one was a big Kickback was big. Um, oh man,
Thunder
Bra-
Mountain. That's the one with Hulk Hogan.
that's the fourth one with Hulk Hogan. Yeah, that
Yeah.
one. That one was way later. That was less played for me. That was the one they had gadgets, if you remember.
I can't.
They had like a yo-yo with like blades on it.
Oh shit,
Like,
I do remember that actually.
yeah, they had, like different gadgets and shit. Like we're ninjas. Why the fuck do we need yo-yos with blades on it? Which also makes sense. We're ninjas. It kind of makes sense.
That's true.
So Three Ninjas, 1, 2, or 3 were big. Brave Little Toaster, maybe
That was a good one. Yeah.
the first one. I can't think of like any other cartoons that. Most.
Yeah,
of
I
them
mean,
they were
Pixar
mostly
movies
live
were
action.
up there a lot, but
Well, TMNT 2 specifically, because I really like.
I actually liked TMNT 1 more than TMNT 2.
Well, TMNT 2 for me because I preferred the pizza guy.
Yeah, he's a better
'Cause
sidekick.
that's Ernie Reyes Jr. That's Kino, and I like that movie more because at the same time I saw his other movie that he starred in, called Surf Ninjas.
I don't remember that.
If you can tell, as a kid, as a little Asian boy, I just
You love
loved,
ninjas.
I love ninjas.
Yeah.
So Surf Ninjas it's Ernie Reyes Jr. who's Kino in TMNT 2, also in TMNT 2. I think 1. He also was the the in-suit actor for I think Michelangelo, I believe. So Surf Ninjas, it's him, Ernie Reyes Jr., who's Filipino, respect. Rob Schneider, another Filipino man, and then some other Asian kid who's supposed to be the younger brother who doesn't look Asian. And their bad guy is Leslie Nielsen.
Oh wow!
And it's about these two princes who have to flee their home island, and they have to return to save the island from Leslie Nielsen. And they're ninjas, but they're from California, so they're radical.
Okay.
And at the beginning of the movie, they're surfing and shit, and Rob Schneider is driving his topless Jeep, and they do a thing called moto surf, which is where they all stand up and they like pretend they're surfing in the car, and Rob Schneider drives the car with his leg. It's super dangerous, but it's really rad. So
That's super dangerous.
Surf Ninjas was a big one. I don't know what else, man. I never really cared about the dinosaur one. Land Before Time.
Yeah. I mean, I did because I like dinosaurs, but I mean, for me, if I was gonna watch a dinosaur movie, I just watched Jurassic Park. So.
Yeah, I think Casper.
Casper I watched a few times. I don't know if that was
not
like,
even the
super
good
heavy.
Casper, dude. I like this like the second Casper.
I don't even remember the second
Like the
Casper.
direct to DVD. I'm pretty sure it's
Was
like
that the one with the giant green boss monster?
Yeah, I think it's Hilary
Boscos?
Duff.
I do remember that one actually.
Is Hilary Duff in that one?
I don't know.
Hold on.
Is she? That was the one that like looked more cartoony, right?
This one was like a train or some shit.
Oh, I can't even remember that.
1998.
Was it really?
Casper meets Wendy. That's Hilary Duff.
Wow.
1998. Also, I also watched the one before that in 1997 called Casper: A Spirited Beginning, and this is the one with the train.
Okay.
I watched the fuck out of this one, dude.
I just remember the Casper. I remember the scene where for some reason there was a bunch of cookies, and then one of the ghosts kept eating cookies, and then he wouldn't actually eat them; they would just fall through. But for some reason, they still look like half digested. I remember that scene vividly. It stands out in my mind.
That's the first one.
Yeah, I watched the first one a lot.
This one, I watched the shit out of this one, dude. Spirited Beginning. Damn. It's a banging cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else, man. That's really it.
Yeah, those are the big things.
But then I factor in the adult movies, obviously, like RoboCop and Time Cop and cop movies, Die Hard, shit like that.
It's ninja movies and cop movies.
It's pretty much if you were Ninja Cop, it's done. It's donezo. You know what I mean? Like that's my mind's blown up.
Fair enough.
Did you ever watch Inspector Gadget?
Yeah,
with Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, it was a terrible movie.
I kind of liked it, man.
I liked Matthew Broderick in it. I forgot. I think I was watching some YouTube video about it. I can't remember the YouTuber, But I think they did like a revisit of like Inspector Gadget, and it was like that movie was like way more sexual than I remember it being.
Mm.
It's like
Oh,
there's
really?
so many like dick joke innuendos in there.
Oh, really?
Uh,
It makes
yeah.
sense.
Especially when it was like when he like gets the powers, and it's like the main chick is
You call that powers.
whatever his go-go gadgets.
When you become
it's
RoboCop.
like the daughter of the scientist is like the super hot chick, and he's just like constantly like having like I'm horny jokes all over the place.
Yeah. You mean basically when he becomes RoboCop, but not as brutal of a fashion?
Yes, not where he eviscerates criminals.
or I'm talking about his body too. Like he's a cop who gets destroyed by a bad guy, but instead of becoming a cyborg, he becomes a goofy ass raincoat detective.
Yeah, he's not a cyborg. Or yes,
Well, he's a robot.
he is a cyborg. Yeah,
He's a cyborg. It's just not like a fucking metallic laser-eyed.
he just
robot.
looks like a dude.
Yeah. So what else have you been checking out, man?
So I was doing that. What were the other big things that I checked out? I feel like I know that I watched something else, but I can't. Oh, I watched on Netflix. I watched the latest like mini true crime docu series that they kind of did on the Cecil Hotel.
Yep. Yep.
I feel like I wasted I feel like I wasted 4 hours of my time.
Listen, dude. So
I mean, it's an interesting story, but it was one of those ones where I feel like this could have been like a half an hour documentary, and I would have gotten like the same amount out of it.
Yes. So I had no idea what the story was.
I knew the general gist of the story about like the fact that like really the only part I knew was the fact that there was the elevator footage, and it's like it looks really fucking weird.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. I kind of vaguely remember seeing the YouTube video of it when it came out. I feel like, but so I didn't know what it was. But my girlfriend did. We watched it because she knew what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But like by episode 2, I'm like, this should be over.
Yeah,
this should be donezo.
It's clear that they wanted to really like dive hard into like the web sleuth aspect of the whole thing, but it's also just maybe be like. It was the same reaction to I had where it was like, what was it called? Like the Don't Fuck With Cats?
Yeah.
Where it's like, people who like try to be like detectives on the internet are like the worst.
I think this though, so I'll counter that. Because I gave that exact same description to my girlfriend when we talked about the show after we finished it.
Yeah.
Was that, and Don't Fuck With Cats, they actually did something good.
Yeah.
But in this movie, they
just ruined a metal singer's life.
They had no evidence. They had no anything. They just sucked a dick.
Yeah.
But don't fuck for cats. It was like Don't Fuck With Cats. It was like a small group of people who were like,
yeah,
who would scour and like not make videos about shit. They would like just talk to each other and like try to figure it out.
They just did that on their own. So I mean, that's a little bit different. I think the part that like really made me mad was like the whole like YouTuber, true crime investigative aspect to it, especially when it got to the point. I mean, the thing that really just made me mad was when they talked to like the morbid guy, and you see that like, I mean, he's just one of those people that's like, his life has like basically been like ruined, and he has like deep like paranoia and anxiety from like these thousands and thousands of people who like just told him to kill himself. And I'm like, that would emotionally affect me too. If like every day for a year people told me to kill myself and that I was a murderer.
And Don't Fuck With Cats, they was a private group they were in. It wasn't a lot of people, and when they had stuff they thought was relevant, they emailed the cops.
Yeah.
You know? And they literally like helped in addition to like kind of figure this stuff out, you know, not necessarily 100%, but they helped. In this, it was like all y'all did was be pieces of shit. Like you guys didn't do anything great.
It's really hard into like the conspiracy theory aspect of like YouTube, where it was like, I mean, the thing that was making me mad is like you get to a point where it's like you've got like the coroner's report that comes out, and then you've got all those like YouTube like armchair detectives being like, fuck this shit, man. The cops like paid them off and all this shit, and like clearly like this doesn't match up with this and blah blah blah. And I was like, you don't even know everything. Like you're just basing it off the fact of like what you expected to see in their coroner's report, and so you didn't see what you expected. So you're like, no, this is wrong. This is wrong. And I was like, And then you had the one guy who's like, this isn't what should be in a coroner's report. And I was like, did you go to medical school, fucker? Yeah. Like, how do you know?
Yeah, it's not like in I'll Be Gone in the Dark or whatever it's called, the HBO one with Pat Oswalt's wife.
Yeah.
where like in that one, she was like a a citizen detective or whatever, writing her blog and her book, but then she actually worked with an actual coroner to like who was also investigating this stuff. So it's like,
Yeah.
she had someone who was a medical professional into the job to like kind of like verify these certain things and like add stuff to this case, her investigation. Whereas in this was like, no, I also have Google, and it's like, dude, all y'all did was ruin a guy's potential. Because literally every time, like every time they would play before they interviewed the morbid guy, when they would just play his music and his whatever, dude, I was fucking digging it. I was like, this is
actually kind of digging his music. I was like, oh, this sounds pretty sick,
metal. Dude. There's some sweet black metal. He's playing some sweet riffs. He's into it.
Yeah.
He's it sounds good mixing. I'm like, it's decent black metal.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't love black metal, but it's a decent sounding song or whatever. And I was like, dude, to hear him not even play anymore, I was like, dude, fuck y'all.
Yeah, well, he's like, I can't even pick up my guitar anymore, and I was like, god damn, dude,
it fucking blows, man. Like, what did he do? You know, it goes back to the same thing.
And the other thing that made me like, it didn't even make me mad. It made me like creeped out. Was like they didn't have a lot of them, but they had those people that were like, I felt like emotionally connected to her because I read her Tumblr posts, and I was like, fuck off, dude. You had the one guy who was like, I had my friend go to her grave and touch it for me, so I felt like I could get some closure. And I was like, what do you don't know this chick? What do you mean you need closure? Like, grow the fuck up, man.
Yeah, that
was like
annoying.
Me out. I did like not like that shit at all.
Yeah, I agree.
So there was a bunch of stuff that it was like the initial mystery is interesting, but it was like they like dove like way too hard into like the background culture of like all the, and I mean, I get why you do, because honestly, like that is a more like not more compelling, but I think that's a little more attention grabbing than like the actual mystery itself. In as far as like trying to stretch it out to be longer than like an hour and a half documentary. So I mean, if you're gonna make it a miniseries, you clearly have to go into like that side of the story as well. But I don't know, all that shit just like made me more upset. It was like every time they were on screen, I was like, just put the cops or like the coroner back on, or even the hotel manager, like somebody who actually knows what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, I felt the same way after we finished it. I was very unimpressed with.
Yeah. I mean, it looked good, but like, yeah, I mean, the overall story was like,
bad pacing. You could have wrapped it up and literally, you could have did a 2-hour documentary and wrapped it up.
Yeah, for sure.
So you didn't need to do 2 44-minute long or 2 50-minute long ones.
No.
I mean, if we can encapsulate all of Tiger Woods' career in 2 episodes of like an hour and 50 minutes each.
You can encapsulate all of Bruce Lee's career in like a 2-hour documentary.
Yeah, we don't need to
encapsulate this story.
We don't need to do this in like 4 episodes of like 50 minutes long each.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree with that. Last thing was the new Jujutsu Kaisen episode came out today, and I can't believe that it was a 20-minute episode because it felt like only 10 minutes went by, and then shit got good, and I was like, God damn it, dude. God damn it, the show is so fucking good. It's like up there with Attack on Titan for me, which is like every week I was like, I can't wait, dude. Can't wait.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
and
sweet,
I mean,
dude.
it's done by the same studio. I mean, they're fucking killing it. Mappa's killing the game right now. But I mean, you know, I think overall quality-wise, I don't know if it like sticks up there with like Attack on Titan, because I mean, it's just like, you know, Attack on Titan's is 70 episodes of build up to all the shit that we're getting paid off. But I mean, as far as like anticipation to watch each week, like,
yeah.
It's Jujutsu Kaisen and it's Attack on Titan. Like, they're the top. Especially this dude. You had him teaming up with, was it Todo or is it Tojo? I think it's Todo. He's like the big muscular guy from the other school, the Super Chad motherfucker. Mm-hmm. They did like their big team up this week against the Special Grade Curse. And I was like, this fight choreography looks fucking sick, dude. I can't.
Yeah. I hate where you're at.
You don't like the story-wise, or?
Nah.
Really?
Yeah, I read that and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna stop reading.
What?
Yeah.
This is the shit that was like picking up, because honestly, we were in before this, it was like the episode or 4 before this, we were still in the school exchange arc or whatever, and I was like, I was digging this. I was like, okay,
it was such a letdown.
The what?
That little. Listen, man. There's something.
The little mini tournament.
I have bagged on modern shonen so much,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna bag on it a little bit more. Not one manga from the last 5-10 years, shonen style,
Uh-huh.
has done a tournament arc successfully. And I've obviously have not read everything. So I'm talking about.
I think My Hero Academia's did it pretty well.
I
mean, that was
I
basically
thought
their entire
that was-
second season, and I enjoyed that
Yes.
tournament arc quite a bit.
I thought it was fine. For sure.
I mean,
but-
nothing will ever beat Yu Yu Hakusho's, obviously. I mean, that's like god tier of
I
tournament.
mean, dude, nothing has even come close to Chunin Exam.
I feel like I like the Dark Tournament more than Chunin Exam.
I haven't seen the Dark Tournament, so I can't comment on it. But
well,
I've
you
seen.
can watch Dark Tournament. 'Cause
I've
that's
seen-
like god. As far
I don't
as
need to.
tournament arcs, like that's god tier shit.
Here's why I don't need to see it, Zach. Because I was a
No.
kid, I bought many Dragon Ball Z VHS tapes, and in front of every single Dragon Ball VHS tape was a fucking commercial for the Dark Tournament arc, and they would always have
Hell
a fucking,
yeah, because you know why? Because that was the sickest shit.
No, because they needed people to buy that shit because everyone was buying Dragon Ball. That's why.
Look here, Yu Yu Hakusho is great.
I'm sure it's fine. I never wanted to watch it before. I'm sure it's fine. The concept is cool. But Jujutsu
Chunin Exam
Kaisen,
is a good tournament arc.
Tournament
But
arc-
also, it does not complete itself as a tournament arc. It does exactly what. I mean, I guess Jujutsu Kaisen is copying this, but like
Yes.
the tournament arc gets cut off by the bad
Yes.
guys coming in and invading.
That's mandatory. It's
That's
mandatory.
what happens to Jujutsu Kaisen.
No, but here's Jujutsu Kaisen. The world seems so small in Jujutsu Kaisen. We have
Yeah, it is very small.
7
Seems bad.
exorcists. 6.
Well, there's
There's what, 3 from the
There's
main
12
school?
or 10 at least of like the students.
Yeah, there's
And
like
then
each
there's
class
the
has like what,
principals.
4?
the what?
There's like what, 4 people per class?
I think there's 3 senpai in, so there's 6 on
The main characters team.
the main characters team.
Yep.
It's him, and then
The girl, the
Hammer
guy,
Girl, and
the guy.
Shadow Puppet Boy, and then
There's the 3
you
of
got
them
Weapon
above
Girl,
them.
Panda, and then Speaking Dude.
Yep.
And on the other team, you've got Muscle Guy,
Yep.
you've
Girl.
got Witch,
Right.
you got the Revolver Chick,
Yep.
you've got the robot puppet master, and then you've got the useless blue-haired girl.
Right. Not enough people.
So that's 12. And then you got
That's
the 4,
always
and
been
you got
my
the 2
big
teachers,
issue.
1 from each school, and then you got the principals. So that's
That was my big issue
It's-
with the show. I think when we talked about it before, was that I liked everything about it, but it's so empty.
yeah. I mean, I think that would probably be the biggest thing for me is is it empty or is it just focused? Because I feel like it's focused on this like one aspect of like.
I would say that it's empty because you need to build your world out. I'm not saying you need to give me every character's backstory like One Piece does, because no one can fucking do that except for Oda. That
Yeah.
dude will give you a backstory on a fucking random ass motherfucker. You're like, oh my god, dude, this guy's fucking life is insane.
Well, that'll introduce a nobody character in like the first chapter, who ends up becoming
Yes.
like one of the main people in the Marines.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, right. But like in Naruto, we don't have to follow every other squad, but how many squads are there?
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
But I
And
would say in Naruto, every squad gets their due at some point.
at some point, but for the first half of the series, where before time skip, you're having your squad interact with their squad eventually. So come Chunin Exam, you're okay. Now we've had time to follow Naruto and Sakura and Sasuke and let them do some stuff. Come Chunin Exam, now we can showcase everyone else in little bits here and there, have them fight each other, blah 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 blah. But in other shonen, now I'm not sure about Black Clover. I haven't read Black Clover enough to know if there's a tournament.
haven't read Black
I don't know. I've read parts of it, but again, there was no tournament arc from what I read. If there is one, guess what? All day, I'll be there.
I haven't heard about it, but
Because to me, Black Clover was fucking balls to the wall.
I don't know. I mean, if you're gonna compare it to Naruto, I feel like episode wise, I mean, if you look at like, if you compare it like as far as like comparative storytelling, I mean, this is basically Jujutsu Kaisen is basically them still in the Zabuza arc.
Yeah, but they're also in a tournament now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if we're gonna do
Yeah.
a tournament, then push the tournament back. Don't have it happen so early, because I
Yeah.
understand that people love time skip, people love tournament arcs, people love power ups. Jujutsu Kaisen is doing all those things so fast. You
Yeah.
know, because of the how Shonen Jump is, you have to fucking get these shits out there. You know, and I understand
Yeah,
that.
I think that it was mostly on the fault of Shonen Jump and
But
like the breakneck
I would
pace.
have loved to see Jujutsu Kaisen not have a tournament type thing or event, spring event, whatever the fuck,
Mm-hmm.
until like way down, like 2 years from now.
Mm.
You know, like even in the Fire Force,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, what the fuck are we doing so fast? We're doing this like fucking like we're going to these different firehouses so fast. Why
Yeah,
are
but
we
I
doing
mean, at
that?
that point, you've got that is them like expanding the Fire Force
Yeah,
world, at that point,
absolutely.
which
I
is
love
going
that.
to your point.
I love that they're showing the other teams, right? Because he did
Yeah.
that. He did that way better in Soul Eater too. That was such a better
Mm.
world expanding thing in Soul Eater.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the pacing. Again, it's the pacing. They're building. They're so
Yeah,
much faster now.
pacing is pretty breakneck. Yeah.
And I'm the kind of guy where I binge read shit, so I don't mind fast pace generally. But at the same time, I do appreciate taking time to break a little bit, storytell, because where you're at right now in Jujutsu Kaisen, because I'm not much farther than this. I read up to this and I stopped reading.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped reading. I was like, dude, I'm fucking tired. Like,
Mm.
we're powering up. We're power up. We're power up. Like, we're Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, that's well. I don't know. It's hard to like. I don't know. I get where you're coming from for sure, but it's hard to like not be okay with it because I mean he was basically like Superman before he even like became a jujutsu sorcerer anyway.
Sure.
Like,
I hate that. I
shit
hate
was
that
already
too.
like fucking breakneck.
I hate that
He's
as
already
well.
like he's like tossing shot puts like they're baseballs. So
And that's bad writing as well.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe that's because kids have no fucking, investing ability to like just read something slow.
I don't know if it's the kid's fault or if it's just like because I think it's a problem because I think if you look at Shonen Jump as a whole, I think the problem is that it as a magazine has become a lot more competitive. I feel like probably since the time of like when One Piece and Naruto were starting out, where
I don't know.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like
I think what it is you're right, yes. But that competitiveness comes from the weekly ratings, right? So
Yeah.
if young boys are the majority reader, and then after them it's going to be the older men.
Mhm.
Well, if the majority of young men, like 10-year-olds who are rating these manga in majority, don't have just like here in America, don't
Yeah.
have the patience to watch a build up. Why wouldn't they just vote off these shows that are taking their time?
yeah, that's
You know what I
true.
mean? You have to, if you're adapting and you're seeing that you have to go breakneck. Like, the one thing that surprises me is how, like, Promised Neverland, how did that even, that shit's slow as fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty
You know,
slow.
That's a slow pace, slow burn, and I loved it I didn't finish it, but from what I read, I liked it a lot.
I didn't read the manga, but I mean, I watched the anime and like the first season is great. And yeah,
to me,
I mean, it's
like that is like and I can't count on Dr. Stone because I haven't read it yet, but like to me, like Promised Neverland.
Dr. Stone's pretty slow too. I mean, it was like we're in the second season of Dr. Stone right now, and it basically took all of like the first season, all 24 episodes, for them to finally like get to the point where they like have a rudimentary like cell phone.
Yeah, but it's like with the shonen-y battle stuff, it's like
Yeah.
we're like again like.
And I think that's also a bit where I think that goes to the power of like the non-battle anime, where I think that sort of like battle structure where it's not purely based on like fighting abilities and whatnot, and you have a little bit more like creativity to work with. I feel like that kind of lends itself more to a slower paced build up, especially with like the mind games and stuff like that. So I think that kind of helps in like being able to slow the pace down, where it's like, I think especially with like traditional like battle anime or battle manga like Jujutsu Kaisen and like a lot of these other ones that are coming out right now. Yeah, I think a lot of people are just used to like a faster pace, or
we've
they're
had
just
this
used to like reading all these stories where like all that stuff's like already been built out, or where you can already binge it. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
if you try to like get into One Piece now, it's really not. I mean, it takes a while to build up, but like,
Takes
it's
forever.
already out. So reading it, you don't have to wait that
And
long.
like, look,
You can
dude,
just binge it.
you want to talk about fucking slow build up? Luffy didn't get his first power up in One Piece for 10 years.
Yeah, I think because he doesn't get second gear until like the 4th or 5th arc, right?
It is a long fucking time before he.
Whenever
gets...
the leopard guy shows up,
Yes,
is when he gets
that takes. His crew is
a long
almost
ass
done.
time.
Long ass time. He goes through a lot of bad guys before he gets that power up.
Yeah.
Whereas now and we've had this conversation 7 times, so I apologize. But like, you turn on a modern day, newer battle manga or shonen manga, and it's like, dude, holy shit, we're like in Jujutsu Kaisen, he's swallowing fingers in the first 4 episodes.
Yeah.
And to me, I would have made, again, I'm not a mangaka, so I can't comment. I'm just saying, if I was writing the story, I'd be like, that's going to be a particular moment where he's going to swallow those things, because to me, that should be an increased power level type thing. And if you just have that happen without any levity or whatever, it demeans the point of having them. Even if having more means more stuff, but each time you swallow one, it should be a big deal.
Yeah.
Not just, here's one, boop. I don't like that.
Yeah, I would say that for sure. I agree with that.
It's that was one of my biggest issues. And the problem is I like the shit so much, like the art style, I like the concept so much, that it's those hangups where I'm like, man, and maybe that's just how it is now. You have to do that. I don't know, but
I don't know, because I mean, you look at some of the other stuff that's going on in like Shonen Jump that's like not in Shonen Jump, but like in their web Shonen Jump Plus or whatever. I mean, I feel like those are like more slower paced. You got like Spy Family, which is like one of my favorite series in like a long time. And you got Kaiju number 8. I feel like that one's pretty slow. Or maybe that one's more fast paced. I don't know. I haven't caught up to it yet, but
I haven't read it in a while, so I don't know.
I mean, his big power up was just becoming kaiju. But I mean, that's also the whole kickoff for the entire story. So, but it also takes him like 3 or 4 chapters to actually get the kaiju power. So, it's a little slower at least.
Like if you think about like Bleach, it takes him forever to get Bankai.
It's like the second arc, right?
Technically second or third arc, yeah, but it's like to the very end.
Oh, where he gets his own Bankai?
Yeah, where he uses it to
I don't
save
know.
Ruffy.
I think I read to when he was training with the guy with the checkered hat.
That's like way before, yeah.
In. What?
That's like way before, yeah. That's him training to get into Soul Society, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was like 50 chapters in.
He has another training
and,
montage.
Like haven't picked it up. Yeah.
He has another training montage to get Bankai.
Oh my god.
Yeah, in his own version of a hyperbolic time chamber. Think about it, dude. How many people have to die for Goku to go Super Saiyan 1?
Basically everybody.
All his friends except for like
everybody
his
well,
son.
really just Krillin, but
Krillin's the catalyst, but Piccolo dies.
Piccolo's dead. His son's almost dead.
Vegeta gets fucked up, right?
Vegeta's basically dead. He's almost dead.
Yeah.
All the Namekians are dead.
Yeah.
Basically.
He has to feel all the life die before he's like, you know what? Fuck it, dude. I'm gonna go gold hair.
Yeah.
And it meant something, dude. Literally, how many years of Dragon Ball? Plus Dragon Ball Z before that happens. So yeah, I'm just saying the art of pacing is it's lost.
Yeah, that's true.
What does have good pacing is a movie that are you finished, by the way?
Yeah, that's it. I'm done.
Okay. I'll run through mine pretty quick. Okay. My girlfriend and I wanted to watch a movie last week, a true crime movie, and we kind of ran through all the good ones already, but she hasn't seen the I'll call it the granddaddy of dark crime, crime movie, and she's never seen it. I was like, you should watch this movie because it's great and has a great female character in it, and to me it's kind of the catalyst for what we have now is like dark gritty crime movies, and that's Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
So she's never seen it. I was like, we should watch it. It's fucking awesome.
Speaking of Silence of the Lambs, they got that Clarice series out.
Stand by.
Looked fucking stupid to me, but
stand by. Yeah, stand by to get some, as
All right.
Jocko Willick would say. So we watched Silence of the Lambs. She thought it was really good. It's a great movie. Obviously, I've seen it 1,000 times. I love it. It's one of those movies where I can't criticize it that much because it really is like, yes, Manhunter came before it, and Manhunter it's in the same universe. It's the first movie that has Hannibal Lecter in it, Manhunter.
I don't think I've ever heard of Manhunter.
It's a Michael Mann movie, so it's great already. And
I know Red Dragon, which I like, but
that's after Silence of the
Yeah.
Lambs. But so
it's after Silence of the Lambs, but it's technically like in the universe. It's like
technically.
before Silence of the Lambs.
Yes.
It's that weird trippy shit.
So instead of having Will Graham and Manhunter is played by the main guy from CSI.
Oh.
Gil Grissom.
Really?
Yeah. So this is like an 80s movie. It's like 88 maybe, 87, 89.
The bug guy from CSI?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's Will Graham. I'm pretty sure he's Will Graham in the movie. But it's Michael Mann, so you know it's solid directed because Michael Mann makes good movies.
Yeah.
And that's the first one. And then we get Silence of the Lambs. And we both liked it. I've seen it. I mean, I've seen it before. She really enjoyed it. And we're like, you know what? Hey, perfect. You like this movie. So it's a good crime. If she was scared at parts because it's really creepy. And, she loved when the fucking guy threw jizz on her face.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, at the very beginning of the movie, I was like, yeah, hey, what happens? So, we knew that Clarice was coming out. I was like, I'll check it out. So, we watched it the same day or the day after it premiered.
Mm-hmm.
And we have CBS or whatever app's on.
Yeah.
So perfect. So, we just watched Silence of the Lambs.
Is it not on Hulu?
I don't know. I think it's on CBS All Access.
Yeah, that's that bullshit.
So we were like, cool. We just watched Silence of the Lambs.
Mm-hmm.
Let's fucking watch Clarice to see what it is. It's probably gonna suck, but whatever.
Yeah.
And it's a direct sequel to the movie. It takes place right after, like a year after the movie takes place, and it takes place before the sequel, which is
Hannibal, right?
Hannibal.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good.
Is it?
It's shot like a movie, dude.
Okay.
They don't shoot it like a TV show. They shoot it like a movie, and it has a pretty good cast so far. It's a team show, obviously, because it has to be, right?
Okay.
But the concept is really cool because it's about how, for a year after the case, she's been tucked away in the basement in her profiling unit, just doing research. Like she's having, like, just in general on killers.
Oh.
She's out there playing Mindhunter. She's not leaving. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
she's so PTSD'd out that she doesn't want to go out there.
Okay.
Right. So there's a new serial killer, or so they say, and the senator who she saves the daughter of in the movie is like, hey, I'm at this position now. I'm moving you to this special unit of different skill sets to go catch these guys. And, and it's like, the whole point is like, now the world thinks she's a monster catcher, but she's like, I've only done it once. So she's like unsure of herself, and she's having to like come to terms with becoming a, so her team is like, there's like her boss is a lawyer. They're all FBI agents, but their backgrounds are different, right? So he's a lawyer. You have an arms shooting guy. You have what's his name? Her boss is the guy from Southland and Band of Brothers. I can't remember his name. Have you seen Southland or Band of Brothers?
I've seen Band of Brothers.
Okay, so Band of Brothers, you remember the guy, the tall white guy with the blonde hair who gets left behind in the town? He has to hide from the Germans and like go underneath the creeks and stuff as the tanks are rolling around. He's the big tall guy. I can't remember his name, the actor's name. He was in Walking Dead too, but I don't know his name, the character. I haven't seen the show.
Where's cast?
He was I don't think he was a sergeant.
Oh, yeah, this guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he plays her boss. Her teammate is the Indian dude from Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
And there's some like black guy or something. I can't remember his name. But it's pretty good. We haven't seen episode 2 yet. We watch it this weekend.
Okay.
But I enjoy the first episode. It was shot really well, edited really well. The concept is pretty good. Like the idea that she's not like she gets her confidence later on through the episode, so it could very well turn into like this like I know everything, right?
Right.
But they're playing it as though behavioral sciences is not common yet.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, because it's still like 1991 or whatever.
Okay.
So she is like in her own lane of like the psychology. You know what I mean? So she's like having to fight using her specialty, whereas you have the other guys who have their own specialties. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
it's not bad so far. It can get bad. We'll see. You know, I mean, it can become.
It's CBS.
Trash.
They can always fuck it up.
Yeah, it can become trash very quickly.
It can become Star Trek Discovery if you're not careful.
Yeah. So I watched that, and the last thing I watched the same night was a documentary that I had no idea came out, but my girlfriend saw it on TikTok or something, and she wanted to watch it.
Okay.
And it was a New York Times documentary. But I have to pee really bad.
Okay.
Give me a sec.
Okay. I'll try to bullshit about the New York Times for like a hot second.
Yeah, go give your hot news takes about how your TV news and their print news.
Oh my god, all the TV news and print news. Look, print news blows, but they really give us all our stories because, like, look, who has really the time to go out there and, like, do all these, like, deep dive research? Like, we got to get a show on the air. So, you know, sometimes you just got to go and you got to spoop a little bit off of, you know, all the work that print news has done. Honestly, though, guys, I mean, the thing that, like, you know, I said Clarice looked bad. That might be my own personal bias because of the reputation surrounding Star Trek Discovery and Picard and like how bad those shows are for like people who enjoy those properties. But those are also helmed by like a particular person, so it could totally be that like I'm sure Clarice is not headed by the same person, so Clarice could be a really good show, and I just haven't given it the time of day. It's really hard to tell, but maybe I'll give Clarice a chance. I do want to rewatch The Silence of the Lambs again. I can't. It's been a long time since I watched that movie, so it's like that, Red Dragon. I don't think I've ever seen Manhunter, so I would want to check that one out too.
You should watch Manhunter first.
Okay.
And then when you finish Manhunter, watch Miami Vice.
Okay.
Because it's also Michael Mann.
The movie?
No, both, but
sure.
watch the show.
Yeah.
And then when you finish the show, you're going to love it. And then just go watch Heat again. Might as well. Just watch every Michael Mann movie.
Might as well. Just do it again.
Just skip Black Hat. Because that movie was not good.
Was that the Christopher Hemsworth?
Yeah.
Hemsworth one?
Yeah.
That was Michael Mann?
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
It's the hacker one.
Yeah. Maybe
So,
you just shouldn't get involved with technology. Maybe
I
not.
have a quick paper news versus TV news bit.
Okay.
When I was still in the
biz.
in the TV news biz, all those years ago, I was at a prison waiting for it was a national story, so it must have been after that,
right?
After the cop shot the dude in the back, or it must have been something like that, because it was like we had national there, we had everyone there at the jail.
Yeah.
Outside with like live trucks going, microwave trucks going, satellite truck going. And then the AP guy who I knew, the local AP guy who I knew was a photographer who I would see all the time on shoots. And he always wore either a Trilby or Indiana Jones hat. But he was like, he was like 50.
Yeah.
And he's been doing it a long time. I was like, man, I love your hat, dude. I always tell you I love your hat. Do you think, at what point in my life did you, or in your life, did you decide to start wearing the Indiana Jones hat? He goes, man, 28? Do you know what? It's time.
It's time.
He's like, at first I thought, it made sense because of the light, but eventually I just thought it looked cool. I was like, damn, dude, because a lot of photographers wear big hats because it blocks the sun so you can get good, so your eyes are good. And I just wore a baseball hat.
Mm-hmm.
Just a baseball cap. That worked for me.
Yeah.
But dudes wear cowboy hats. They wear bigger trilby style hats. All this kind of. I was like, dude, it looks so fucking sick.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna do it. I just never did because I knew that I would look stupid in it. Because I have a big ass head. So New York Times, the good old New York Times.
Yes.
They did an hour and a half documentary episode. I forget what it was called. I think it's called like Framing Britney Spears or something.
I heard about this.
Yeah. Let me pull the right title of it.
It's about the feud between her and her dad trying to take the rights to her music, right?
Yes, it's called Framing Britney Spears is what it's called. Yeah, and it's about Britney Spears, like kind of her beginnings about her rise to success, into the like mental downfall that she had that we all remember, into her dad taking over her life basically, with I forget what it's called, conservator I think is what it's called, where like you go to court and you like say, hey, so and so is unstable, can't take care of themselves. So and Britney signed it, and her dad signed it, so her dad controls all her bookings, her money, her everything. And it's been like 10 years now, whatever. And people are like, she should be free now, and there's nothing you can do unless the court takes it away. But the whole problem is that she's still out there touring and doing shows and all this stuff. And it's like, how are you not okay then? Like, if you're not mentally stable, then how are you doing?
Yeah, how are you doing all this stuff?
This stuff, but you're still not in control of your own life. And I had no idea any of that was going on.
Yeah,
you know,
I didn't know either until I'd heard about it, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize her dad was like still in control of all her shit.
I didn't know her dad was. I didn't know that was even a thing.
Yeah,
I thought that she just was like, okay, her and her ex-husband broke up and that's it. But so I didn't know that for the last like however long that's been the case, but it was an okay documentary. Obviously no one's in it. Because they obviously Britney Spears probably wouldn't even be allowed to do it. Wouldn't even be allowed, So it was well made, it was interesting. It's a bummer. But it was very interesting. Especially for like someone who's so famous. Someone who's so famous to like not even like for people our age, like you can't like talk about pop music without mentioning her.
Yeah.
And then to know that she can't even like buy a car,
touch her own money. Yeah.
Like she can't even like go buy anything. Like she has to like be given like how much money she's made. It's just crazy. So yeah, it was interesting. I recommend watching it. It's interesting.
Okay, for sure.
That's all I did, man.
All right, word. Well, that means it's time for our main topic of the show.
Yeah, dude.
Week 3 of our Vampire Hunter month extravaganza kicks off with the alternative history take. Abraham Lincoln, the Vampire Hunter. Or is it Vampire Slayer? I think it's Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter.
I think it's... Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that sounds right. Now, Jason, we talked about this a little bit before the show. And I'm just going to go off right out of the gate. Said, I kind of like this movie.
Look, man. I'm on the opposite side. I think that this movie... I saw it in theaters when it came out. Because it was such a stupid-ass concept.
I mean, the concept and just the title alone is like, what is even going on right now?
Yeah, right. So that's why I thought that the guy who wrote this book also wrote the one that you saw, the movie you saw. About recently, the one you saw with what's his name? The guy from Big Lebowski, the guy with the mustache. The old country guy.
Jeff Bridges? Oh,
no.
The Bigfoot.
Yes. Yes.
The man who killed Hitler and then Bigfoot.
I was like, it has to be the same guy. It's not, but I thought it has to be the same guy. So I saw this in theaters when it came out with all our friends. Mm-hmm. I thought it was fine. It's a hokey movie.
Yeah.
I rewatched it yesterday, so it's fresh in my mind, and it's still a hokey movie, and it's well made.
It's well made. There's some interesting shots in here. I like the transition that really stuck out in my mind, where he's like doing the axe twirling shit, and then like turns to like the ink where he's like riding, and I was like, oh, that's really well done.
It's to me the biggest issue is just the pacing. Going back to pacing, because I think that I'll get the negative out of the way now, is that I feel like they could have really gone through more of the hunting aspects, because it's pretty quick and how fast. The beginning is kind of slow, and then
there's like
really
kind of like a mini investigation with the first one, but then after that, it's just like, oh yeah, I've killed like 6 zombies or 6 vampires at this point. Yeah, I get that.
And they kind of go through that stuff really, really fast to get to the emotional story with his training guy, which I understand. But I wonder if the book paces it better because it's just the format.
Maybe.
Acting wise, I completely forgot.
Dude, this cast is like kind of stacked.
A pretty good cast.
You got Paul Dano. You got fucking Anthony Mackie, who I was like, oh shit, Anthony Mackie's in this movie?
Hold on. You think that's Paul Dano?
Isn't that Paul Dano? What's his name?
Is that not Jimmy from fucking... That's not fucking...
Isn't that Paul Dano?
I don't know. That's not fucking like Mary from Psych?
No, yeah, it's Mary from Psych.
That's not Paul Dano, bro.
That's not Paul Dano?
No.
What's his name? Oh, Jimmy Simpson?
Jimmy Simpson.
Why do I think he's Paul Dano?
They look kind of similar.
Yeah, they do kind of look similar. He's in Westworld, too.
Yeah.
I don't know why
you lived your life thinking...
I just looked at him and I was like, oh, it's Paul Dano.
Because you watched Prisoners and thought the same guy was the same guy from fucking Psych.
Damn, dude.
Damn, bro. You was fucking shitting on Jimmy Simpson, man.
I apologize, Jimmy Simpson. That's my fault.
Yeah, it's him, Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie, who was like, this is way before Marvel shit. Anthony Mackie in like basically a co-starring role.
It's weird because like I can't imagine like, because when did the Winter Soldier come out?
Shit.
2014?
Like, I think like 13, 14, I think.
So like not even a year or two later, he's in a Marvel movie.
Is it really? This was like 2012?
I think this was 2012, I thought.
Was it? I don't actually know.
I'm pretty sure it's 2012.
2012, wow.
So yeah. Winter Soldier's 2014.
Like 2 years later, he's like in the Winter Soldier.
He goes from this fucking B ass movie to like On Your Left.
On Your Left.
You know, so the cat Elizabeth Winstead is in this movie as well.
Yeah, she plays Mary Todd.
So, and then Dominic, what's his name?
Yeah, the guy who plays Henry.
Preacher.
Yeah, Preacher.
And also Tony's dad.
Oh yeah, he is Tony's dad.
He's Tony's dad in Captain America.
Yeah.
Dominic Cruz, right?
And then the guy who plays the man vampire, who's like, I don't know him, but like I saw his face, and I was like, oh, I recognize your face. He's one of those actors where you look at him, and you're like, oh, I recognize.
The only person I don't know is fucking Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, he's the only one that I was like, oh, I don't know who you are.
Yeah. But so the casting is great and the acting is fine. The acting is good. The special effects are fine. It's just the pacing of the actual hunting training part.
The effects are okay. I think the thing that detracts me from most is the vampire faces. They do the weird. Yeah. The thing that I don't like about it a lot is I think in general they look fine, but then they do the like the rush shit, and they do the weird mix of like the vampire with like the stretched like found footage ghost face, where they like stretch out their face and they like open their mouths really, really wide.
I wonder. I feel like this was a 3D movie.
I didn't really recognize any shot like that would have stood out to me as
I feel like those face scenes when they're up close in the camera.
Maybe, but I feel like if it was 3D, I feel like we would have had a shot where he like throws the axe at the screen.
I feel like he didn't have one.
Because that's such a 3D. That would be such an easy 3D shot to have.
Also, it is Vampire Hunter.
Yeah, Vampire Hunter.
3D.
I do love the fact though that he's like it was like in this first intro scene where the guy's like showing him all the weapons. He's like, so what do you want? He's like, actually, I've never been good with guns, so let me use an axe.
Yeah, right. Hold on real quick. I'm looking at this guy's career.
Okay.
So Abraham Lincoln.
The directors?
Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, okay.
So he has done really nothing. I mean, he's been active, but he hasn't done anything worth
mentioning?
He did Abraham Lincoln, In the Heart of the Sea, The Choice, Shimmer Lake, King's Daughter, and then he's in Jessica Jones, and he's in Lord of the Rings, the upcoming Lord of the Rings show,
Okay.
as an unknown character. So,
Not a stellar career for him.
I mean, hey, good for you. But even Hard to See, that's a Chris Hemsworth movie.
Yeah.
So no, yeah, I think the action scenes are kind of like.
I think the only one that like really stood out to me as like, damn, this is pretty good was the plantation where he like goes to rescue Anthony Mackie, and I was like, this is a really standout, like decently shot action scene.
Yeah.
And then after that was kind of like,
not the horse fight scene.
oh my god, that she like gave me anxiety. I was like, oh, this is such bad horse CGI. I was like, oh my god, what is going on right now?
Okay, so all that stuff fucking sucks. The horse scene.
The horse scene was terrible.
What pacing wise, the idea of like we're gonna go from, hey, chop down this tree.
Speaking of pacing,
chop
like,
down
his
this tree
entire
in one
arc as
swing.
a character is done after that horse chase scene.
Yeah.
Because his whole character arc has been, I want to get revenge for my mom.
Yes.
And then he kills the vampire that killed his mom.
Yeah.
And then after that, I mean, as a character, basically for that point, for like the next like 20, 30 minutes, he's like, I'm done. And then all of a sudden the Civil War happens. And I'm like, okay, and now I'm going to fight vampires again.
Yeah, but the all of that, plus the beginning where he's like chop down this tree in one swing. How the fuck?
That shit didn't make any sense. Where he was just like, oh yeah, you had the superpowers in you all along. But it's also never mentioned again. Like he never has that kind of force again.
Yeah, he never like
that's
explodes
also
vampires.
strange, yeah.
He never like hits a vampire with the axe. The vampire explodes.
Yeah.
You know, so that to me makes no sense. And
he's also, I mean, I like the fact that he's also, I mean, he's done all this training, but like, he's
has
still
he?
like, I mean, I assume he has.
How much training is it really? I don't know.
I mean, it's not like years and years and years, but I assume he was. I think he actually said in the movie at one point that he was with him. Because actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think he did say at one point that it was like, what's his face tried to like teach him like 10 years worth of vampire training in the span of like, I think it was like a couple months. But it was like, I was like, I did like the fact that he'd had this training, but like he's still like entirely inexperienced. Like he goes to take out the first vampire.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, bitch, like you almost fucking died because you almost got your throat slit. So
yeah.
So that was good. But then he had the contingency plan, and that was a nice payoff that kept coming back. That was one of those. I think this movie did a really good job of like consistent payoff to things that have happened in the past. Like the contingency plan one, I think, was like probably the best example of that, where you see that mantra that he has that keeps like being done throughout the whole entire thing, where it's like, yeah, always have a backup plan, and that kind of follows him throughout the whole movie. So I like that.
I'll tell you what, dude. Speaking of that, though, in the horse scene, when with the reveal of the
gun in the axe,
shotgun, I remember being in the theater when that happened, and all our friends being like, "That was kind of sick."
That was pretty
sick. You know,
it's pretty sick, dude.
It's like you have a gun blade from Final Fantasy, but it's not. It's like a gun whatever. That's such a stupid bro thing to do. Be like, okay, let's put a gun in it. It's also.
I like it though, because honestly, it's like, I mean, if you're watching the movie, it's not something you would have expected, because I mean, he had the scene where he's like, yeah, I'm not really good with guns, so just give me the axe. So then he's like, the fact that he like modifies his axe to be a gun, I was like, oh.
Yeah, but let's avoid the fact that like technically it makes no sense.
Oh, technically it makes no sense that like, yeah, his axe handle is somehow able to simulate a gun.
Yeah. To me, the movie is good in the first half. Really, the back half of the movie, or the back third.
Honestly, I'm the opposite, where it's like, I mean, I like the intro stuff with when he first meets Henry. Yeah. But like, my favorite shit was when he's the president.
I really don't like train final sequences.
That's fair.
But
really
don't
like war, like what else are you gonna do for like your big ginormous action sequence. That wouldn't just be like chaos on the battlefield, which they had.
I want battlefield chaos, the Patriot level battlefield chaos. I want to see fucking Abraham Lincoln doing the Captain America Black Panther with the fucking axe on the field, just fucking like chopping through vampires, man, and they're just exploding. Because I hate train scenes, and even the only train scene that I will suffer through is Mission Impossible 1.
That's a great train scene.
That's the only one I deal with. Even that, I'm like, hurry up.
Not even Under Siege? No. Wasn't one of those on a train?
I don't even remember.
I feel like it was like the second one.
I don't even remember. I'm trying to think of other train scenes from movies that I like, and I can't think of any. Indiana Jones. Okay, but that's the beginning, not the end.
Which Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones 3 it's a big train scene.
Trying to remember
the beginning of the movie with River Phoenix, where he's jumping through the different
compartments of the train. Yeah.
But again, specify that's the beginning, not a third act sequence. If it's the finale, I don't like it.
Yeah, that's fair. Honestly, I don't know too many movies that actually use like the big. I guess Paycheck, but that whole movie takes place on what was the one? Not Paycheck. Oh. It was the Jake Gyllenhaal one where he constantly go back in time.
Yeah, not nonstop. That's the
No, that's Liam Neeson, and that was a plane.
No, isn't nonstop? Isn't there one with Chris Pine? Which one is that?
On a train?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The Jake Gyllenhaal one is I can't remember what it's called.
Oh wait, the Chris Pine wasn't that Denzel too?
No.
The Denzel. There's a train one, not the Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3. That's a different train one.
That's with.
There's a different one where there's like a train. There's like a runaway train, and he's like trying to stop it.
Maybe Denzel's in that one too. Maybe.
He's in two different train movies, at least from what I remember.
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable
is the movie with Denzel and Chris Pine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino did an interview a long time ago where he's like, "That movie's awesome."
Which one?
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable?
And I was like, really? Okay. Maybe I'll check it out, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
I think I watched like the ending of it once, and I was like, oh, this is not bad. And I didn't even have any context for what was going on, other than the fact that there was a train.
Let's be real though about speaking about this movie. That these vampires would kill this motherfucker so fast.
Oh, for sure.
He has no powers.
There's so many scenes where like he should be dead, and somehow he doesn't die.
No powers, no guns. All you have is an axe, and the tip of it is powerful enough to cut through these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you make the whole axe head silver?
Yeah, that part was weird too.
Just cast the blade.
Or why wouldn't you just, instead of having a wooden handle, why wouldn't you just have like a whole silver handle? So that way, even if you like don't have the axe handle, you could just beat a dude to death with it.
Yeah. I really
also the ending with Adam was weird, where he just like has his watch that like he hadn't had the whole time, and then he stabs Adam in the chest with his watch, and somehow that kills him.
Yeah, I do like the idea of like vampires can't kill each other.
I like that. That's an interesting.
That was really cool because like you can't kill. I thought it was gonna be.
Also, I mean, speaking of that, I mean, this movie completely fucks with like all vampire lore.
Yeah.
I mean, besides the silver, and then they add the vampires can't kill each other thing, which is kind of cool. But then, Blade can't exist in this universe then. But then you've also got the shit where apparently they can walk in the daytime, and there's like no repercussions to it.
Yeah.
I don't see anything about like crosses or anything like that. There's no garlic. Really, their only weakness is silver.
I honestly I couldn't remember when they show the flashback scene where Dominic, whatever his name is, gets turned into the vampire with his wife.
Yeah.
And they explain the whole vampires can't kill each other.
Yeah.
When I was on the rewatch, I was like, oh, they're gonna say that you can't kill who made you.
Yeah, I thought that was what it was gonna be too.
And I was like, oh, you can't kill vampires. I was like, the fuck are you talking about? Can't kill vampires? What?
Which also doesn't make any sense because like he's a vampire hunter, so you can't kill vampires.
What are you talking about? What?
But he's like basically just Whistler at that point because I guess he can't kill vampires.
Yeah, it makes really no sense.
Yeah, I don't know. But then he also has the fight. I guess he can fight them. He just can't kill them. I guess I don't know.
Maybe they really do.
Because he has that fight scene with when he saved Abraham Lincoln in the beginning. He like throws the one vampire, but I guess that doesn't kill him. So
doesn't kill him. It don't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very
at the end of this 4-week experience, we're gonna have to go to dial down, and we're gonna have to vote on the number one vampire hunter.
Look, we all know who it is.
Say it.
What?
Who is it? I don't know who.
It's Blade,
Oh, I
obviously.
know. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Blade's the best.
I mean, you said that you like Vampire Hunter D more.
I do, but Blade's still the best.
That makes no fucking sense to me.
I mean, I don't care. It's my opinion.
I mean, it makes no fucking. If it's because you like the fucking Guilty Gear character, doesn't mean that you have to make he's the best vampire hunter.
First of all, he would be a great villain.
Did you ever watch Black Blood Brothers, the anime?
I didn't. I've actually wanted to watch it. And honestly, for the
that dude
longest
looks
time,
like fucking
I confused
Vampire
Vampire Hunter D with Black Blood Brothers. I thought they were the same thing. And then I figured out they weren't. I was like, oh, okay.
I remember watching part of it years ago, and I'm pretty sure there's a scene that's very similar where he's like the main character is like walking him and his brother like through an ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And like he like walks through the ocean to like get to some island or something, and like he's like, yeah, I walked through the sun. That's why I have all my gear on to avoid the sun. I remember thinking it was cool as a kid, but I bet if I watched it now, I'd be like, this shit's lame.
Honestly, that was that time where it was like they did a lot of like weird experimental vampire anime because it was like Black Blood Brothers, Vampire Hunter D was like around that time. They had like what was it, Trinity Blood that I remember watching, Hellsing obviously, and then I feel like there was another one too.
Did you ever
like Blood
watch
C or something like that, or Blood Plus or something?
Blood Plus? Yes.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch? This is not related to. Okay, real quick, Zach. Finishing up Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Yeah.
It's a. If I had to give it a rating, I would give it a C minus. We've never given
not a number rating.
We've never given numbers before. We've never given
letters before.
Yes, I'm gonna give it a
letters for this one.
C minus. It's fine. It is a goofy ass, self-aware B movie action mashup, and that's fine. And it understands that. It just to me
Honestly,
it
if I
suffers
was
from
to give it
pacing.
a rating, I would probably give it a B. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I had a fun time with it.
A B.
I think I'd give it a B.
Okay. Hey, each his own, I guess. I mean,
yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to.
I would have loved it if it just had more training, more scenes about that.
I think that's the one thing that I think kind of detracted for me. Yeah,
like either.
But clearly they weren't going to do that because they wanted to get to like the Mary Todd and setting up with.
But
like,
to me, that's always the issue I have with this kind of movies or any movie in general that has fight scenes or whatever, is that like either give me proper training montage or training stuff, or give me Blade. Where like Blade don't train, he's already the best, right?
Look, Blade trained for like the first like 20 years of his life. He don't have to train no more.
Right.
He's just
you don't even know how old Blade. Like you don't know how old Blade is. Blade could be fucking whatever, but Blade's already a badass, so we don't have to worry about that, right? Yeah. Or but there's also a fine line. Don't Bloodsport me. Bloodsport only works in Bloodsport, but don't Bloodsport me in other movies. Like don't give me the fucking 10-minute long, all the fucking the ropes in my splits, and I'm fucking doing. That only works in Bloodsport. That won't work in any other movie. You know what I mean? Like don't give me imagine like a Bruce Lee came out and has a fucking 15-minute like.
All you need to do, honestly, all you need to do is you need to do like a Mask of Zorro training montage. That's all you need.
Yes, perfect example.
That's
of
like a perfect training montage.
You have a couple. You have him training. You have him failing. You have him laughing. You have him training.
You have a couple training sessions. You have a
training
few
missions
scenes where he's learning specific lessons of stuff that he needs to learn later.
You have You have training missions where he's out there, not in full regale yet.
Yeah.
Trying to find his horse, all this kind of stuff. So they do that very, very well.
Using a scarf to make a mask, like all that kind of stuff.
He busts through the house, sees Catherine Zeta for the first time. All this shit, right? That's really well done.
Yeah.
This movie's like, hey, you want a training montage? You have 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Here's me spitting my axe, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
Right? Or you can do The Matrix, where it's like, you have the perfect rewrite. We're going to download it into your brain. Okay.
What's that? You want to learn how to fly a helicopter? Okay, you can fly a helicopter.
Got it. What's up? I know Kung Fu.
What's that? You wanted to train? No. Yeah, it's programmed in your brain. It's fine.
Yeah. I know Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Show me. Right? So that's perfect. But my question to you was, did you ever watch Wolf's Rain?
No, because I haven't heard of it.
Okay,
That
so
doesn't-
when we were
doesn't sound
younger,
familiar.
this was like one of those Toonami Adult Swim anime that people were like, "Yo,
Okay.
you have to watch Wolf's Rain." It's about like werewolves or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was like Wolf's Rain, and what was it called? Shit, Ergo Proxy was a big one. These like mid 2000s like
Yeah.
sappy, dark, moody anime that like I remember like I never watched these things. So I remember like these look stupid. But I remember people always talked about them all the time. Like these are like really popular shows.
Mm-hmm.
And even when I was an anime fan, I was never like I was never a weeaboo.
Right.
I was never like you.
Yeah. That's fair.
Not that I would call you a weeaboo, but
I would consider myself a weeaboo.
you're definitely more into the anime fandom than I am.
Yeah.
Like I was like online looking at like look at some fun manga to read, like things that are outside of my wheelhouse,
Yeah.
because all I end up reading is like Akira and like I read like the same shit over and over again. So I was like looking at like comedy manga, and I've only read like one comedy manga in my life, and that's like Doctor Slump. So
You
I was
should
looking
try
at,
Spy Family, dude. I think you'd like it.
maybe,
It's really good characters.
and I was like looking on this manga website, and I was like looking at a series from the guy who made Kaiji, and it's called like The World's Strongest or something, and apparently it's about a construction worker who's like has a really sad life, and he decides to set out to like become become the strongest man or something, and like it's apparently really goofy and funny. I was like, okay, I'll check that out. I didn't read it yet, but I was like, okay, I add that to bookmark. I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna read a romance. What? Jason reads a romance, right? So I went to the romance tab. Bro, couldn't even do it. I couldn't even
Dude,
fucking
honestly,
do it.
I haven't talked about this yet. It hasn't
All
been
right,
in my weekly rotation yet.
confession
But there's
time.
one romance anime that I'm watching right now that is like, that's the good shit right there.
What's it called? Confessions of a Teenage Love Boy?
No, it's called Horimiya.
What's it translate to?
Shit. It's their names combined. It's the
Okay.
two main characters' names combined. So it's like,
The closest romance thing that I've read, which is I would say it's romance, but I've never really it's slice of lifey romancy. I only read the first like 10 chapters was Nisekoi.
I
know
haven't
if
actually touched that.
I read the first 10 chapters years ago, and then when it ended, I was like, who's he end up dating? Okay. And that was it.
He ended up dating the blonde girl, right?
Yes, I believe so.
I feel like that would be the one, even though from what I've seen of the show, she's the one I like the least. So,
I don't have. But so what's the show about?
which one?
The one you're watching.
So the basic premise of the romance anime that I'm watching right now is, I guess the theme of the show is that like people like hide their true personalities, and so it's basically like the one girl, which is like the girls one, like doesn't make any sense at all. Her whole thing is that like she's popular at school, but when she gets home, she's a homebody and she like does chores and like takes care of her brother. And she's like, nobody can never know this. And I was like, that's pretty weak sauce. But the guys is like, okay, so he looks like the shy nerdy kid that like is like, doesn't really talk to anybody.
Yeah.
But he's actually dumb, and he has like fucking sick ass tattoos, and he's got like piercings on his ears and stuff like that, like
Okay.
rebellious shit. Like he first shows up to the girl's house, and he's got like 3 piercings on each ear, and he's got the nose thing that connects to his lip right here.
Uh-huh.
He's got like the tribal tattoo on like side of his body, because he figured that like he like really like wasn't getting attention from anybody. He just decided to be rebellious. So like when he was in middle school, he just decided to pierce his ear.
So he's dumb. What do you mean by that?
Well, he's not dumb in that he's like stupid, but he's not
Okay.
like the super like nerdy person that you like his appearance would like make him look like.
Okay. So what's the point? What's the point? Like, how did they meet?
So they met because there was something like with her little brother, and he like took her little brother like home because something happened, and so he ended up like staying at her place, and like they just like ended up talking, and it's like they just started dating officially like the last episode or so.
Okay.
So it's all just like it's not really about like them getting into a relationship. It's like them being in a relationship.
Okay.
Which I like a lot.
Did you ever watch the one that I know our friends watched it or watched part of it? So this is probably 7 years ago, maybe. The same kind of thing, like slice of life-y comedy romance one, where it's about like the really big guy who like likes the girl but he's too shy.
Yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about. The guy with like he's like a giant ogre with like huge ass lips.
Yeah.
I never watched that one.
I always thought the art style was like like funny. I was like, okay, I would check that out. I never did. Goofy. My favorite, the one I'm remembering back in my memory banks, in my Matrix databases, I did finish one romance anime, and maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't, but it was a pretty heartfelt romance one, and that's new to me because I never really, me, Zach, I'm like meathead genre taste, Coors Light. That's my anime descriptor is Coors Light. You know what I mean? It's like, sports, anime, and then like Coors Light action. Yeah. But I did find this one anime. Okay. And it was really popular. Maybe it was in high school. Romancy, kind of slice of lifey, but really romance. It's called Kiss Sis, and it was super super duper romancy. I did see that. I did watch that. And it was heartfelt. It was really, really emotional. I'm surprised that it's not getting more love, Can
I? I've watched all the Kisses.
You watched all of it. I've only seen the OVAs.
10 out of 10 show.
I only saw the OVAs.
I think you made a correct choice in what you decided to watch.
Yeah. No, I remember only watching the OVAs when they came out. The first little batch. Yeah. And then I know they made a series about it later. But I remember I watched
24 episodes actually.
Oh, okay.
I watched all 24.
The OVAs are like 4 episodes, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember how I found it or who in our friend group recommended it. But I remember I was watching and being like, why the fuck?
I think Keelan recommended it to me.
Okay.
So he might have recommended it to
maybe
you.
It was him. I remember being like, why the fuck did I watch this episode? Why did I watch all 4 of them? To me, it was like, to me, that show is the quintessential when people think of anime. That's what they think about, is that.
I can tell you the modern equivalent of that.
Okay.
Which is a show called Oremo, which Gaunt had in his 9x9 that we talked about last week.
Okay.
And I read a couple of chapters of it, and it's one of the trashiest things I've ever fucking read. It is literally like, it's Kiss Sis, but like without twins.
Okay.
It's basically the same thing.
Did you I know our buddy Shaquille. This is all like local friendship shit. Did you watch the monster one?
No, I read it a little bit.
Okay. What about the vampire one?
I can't remember the vampire one.
What's it called? There's
Dario Vampire?
Yes. Yeah.
I read that one too.
Okay.
You're
in it.
It's pretty good.
I remember I watched the first season of that show.
The monster one? Pretty cultured.
Dude, watch some sports shit, dude.
Dude, I've been watching some sports shit, man. Sort of.
What?
I haven't watched any sports shit in a while.
Okay.
Wait, there's a sports thing right now. Hold on. Now I gotta look at my list. I feel like there's a sports one out right now that I was watching.
I found a new basketball manga that I started reading.
What was it called?
It's called Switch.
Damn, all right.
It's like 190 chapters or something.
Skateboard anime, dude.
Bro, that ain't real sports shit.
Look, they don't got any real sports shit this season.
Yes. Go read Slam Dunk.
I'm talking about currently airing. Okay, I know there's old shit.
Go read some Slam Dunk, put some hair in your balls, man.
I feel like if I was going to read one, I'd probably dive into Ice Shield 21, but...
Okay. Yeah, you could do that. I haven't read it ever, so I don't know.
I know Connor just finished it, and he really liked it, so...
But in terms of sports, Slam Dunk, right? You want some magic, you watch Kuroko.
Dude, honestly, the one that I've been really wanting to watch, and, like, I know that it's ending now, and it's like... I was watching some video about it, and I was like, fuck, dude, I really want to watch this now. It's Haikyuu.
Yeah, it's over, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the manga's over. I think the anime.
Yeah.
Maybe the anime's over too. The anime might have just finished.
I read a good bit of the. And my good bit, I don't know how much I actually read. Maybe like 50 chapters, 45 chapters.
Yeah.
The art is not as good as the anime, but it's good from what I like. I don't like volleyball.
That makes me definitely want to read it more or watch it more.
Yeah, I don't like the art as much as the anime. I don't like volleyball at all, but it was interesting. It was well paced.
That was what I was having this conversation with a coworker the other week, which is I really like watching like sports anime for like sports that I like have no interest in.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like, I played the Captain Tsubasa game even though I have like no interest in soccer at all.
Yeah.
It's like I want to watch Haikyuu even though like I really don't care about volleyball.
Well, that's
I'm
why.
sure if there was a golf anime, I'd watch that.
Oh, bro, I got King Golf.
King Golf.
I'm not lying. King Golf is a manga.
Is it really?
Yeah, King Golf.
Shit, dude. All right.
I
want to read or watch The Prince of Tennis because that always looks fucking dope.
Dude, Pot is amazing.
Yeah.
At least the first one. I haven't read the new one.
I've always seen it on Toonami, and I never watched it. And I was like,
that's... Prince of Tennis, the first series, is really good. There's new Prince of Tennis, which I don't know if it's over or not. I haven't read that, so I don't know. Yeah. Slam Dunk, top tier sports anime. Diamond No Ace, bro. That shit's fucking fire.
Yeah.
But I love baseball.
I think there's a new baseball anime that's coming out. I think next season or something like that. Or maybe there was a new Shonen baseball. I can't remember.
Oh, dude.
Some sort of new baseball.
If you see it, let me know so I can read it.
Yeah, I'll let you know if I stumble upon it again.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Zach, anything else you want to mention before we end this podcast for the week?
No. I assume we're going to watch Blade next week.
I don't know, dude.
I was going to toss it up to either Blade or Underworld. It's got to be one of those.
Underworld.
Underworld?
Yes.
All right, let's do Underworld.
Because we know that we're comparing every week. We've compared every movie.
That's true. We've compared everything to Blade.
Because Blade is
Look, I guess at that point, yeah, I'd be lazy because we know we're going to like Blade.
Blade is the standard.
Blade is the standard.
He is the standard in the quality of movie. He's the standard for the vampire hunter, for the outfit, for the music, for the motherfucker what. He is the standard to everything. So we have to compare the hunters to Blade.
That's fair.
And then eventually, whenever Mahershala Ali's movie come out, guess what? That's going to be a 2-hour-long movie.
Yeah.
Where we compare that movie to Blade 1998 or whatever.
Yeah.
And it won't go well for Mahershala. I'm sorry.
Probably won't. I'm sorry,
It won't go well. So let's do Underworld. I'm down for that.
Yeah. All right.
So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching Kiss Sis.
Yes.
And we'll see you guys back next week with more License to View.
See you guys.